Hello, all. I'm Dr. Travis Bland, and I have the honor of serving as the Associate Dean for the College of Public Affairs and Administration here at UIS. I study, consult, and provide trainings on topics of organizational health, strategic planning and execution, and the management of people. And today I'm excited to participate once again in iSPI's Leadership Hacks video series. I want to share a few more thoughts I have about the transition back to work as we move into a post-COVID-19 world and where best to focus your energy right now. Are you challenged by that notion of where best to focus your energy right now? Maybe how best to focus your energy right now? Well, this is an unprecedented opportunity to rethink the way we work so that we can move into a new normal where we leave many of the things we don't really need, the things that are unproductive and a hindrance to our success and the success of our organizations behind. Just that thought is quite refreshing to me. Well, as a leader, you must learn how to focus your finest effort on the top priority. In one of my previous iSPI Leadership Hack videos, I discussed a framework for establishing a rallying cry, a single top priority for our organizations. So go back and watch that if you haven't yet done so. But in this video, I want to remind you that you need to learn how to do that, how to focus your finest effort on this top priority instead of giving mediocre effort to dozens of priorities. The ability to do so will make all the difference in your effectiveness as a leader. So I've hit you with a pretty hard question right out of the gate. Can I tell you about a universal dilemma that most of us as leaders don't like to confront? And that's our tendency to move toward urgency. The urgency of the day job, the day-to-day stuff, putting out those fires all around us, everything we have to do on a daily basis just to keep the lights on and keep our heads and our organization's head above water. These are the things that snuff out the vision, the pursuit of the top priority. Chris McChesney in the 4 Disciplines of Execution calls this the whirlwind. Now, this is a book that you should read if you have not yet done so. But we all have dreams, we all have visions, we all have great things we want to do and great things we want our organizations to do. But the immediate, the things right in front of us, the day-to-day stuff, those are the things we all move toward. We move toward the urgent, and the things that truly deserve our finest effort, the most important projects, well, they take a back seat while we attend to what is on fire. Look, I know you are wrestling with this problem, this tendency to move toward urgency, and I'm absolutely certain that this happened at a heightened level during the COVID-19 season. I mean, tell me if this hasn't happened to you. It's Monday and you've spent some time resting over the weekend. You've developed some dreams for the coming week, some things in mind that you are going to put special attention to so that you can really make a dent in that top priority. Well, then you jump ahead and to the end of the day on Monday. You're on your way home and you're starting to feel some anxiety. You're starting to question, how is it that I got absolutely nothing of real importance done today? And you can't figure out why. You know you worked all day, but you accomplished really nothing. Your best intentions for the day and now the week have gotten derailed. Well, this was happening to me, again, at a heightened level at the beginning of the COVID-19 season. Urgent matters all around me. And I and everyone else was quite accessible. Suddenly everyone was at home, so we knew where everyone was, and so then everyone must be available because we have Zoom. So everyone wanted to fill my days with meetings. And I got into some unhealthy habits. I'd forgotten the power of my fixed calendar that I had used so successfully prior to the COVID-19 season. And that is what I want to share with you, the importance of a fixed calendar as the primary tool to focus your finest effort on the top priority. Look, you are likely moving toward urgency because you don't have a handle on your calendar. You don't have a strategy for your time. So you come into the office, you check your email, and immediately you get derailed by the needs of others. You find out about fires that need to be put out. People knock on your door and ask for 5 minutes of your time, and pretty soon the day is over after you attend to all the urgent stuff of everyone else. And so what do you end up doing? Well, you try to make up for the time lost at home during the evenings or over the weekends, on vacation, time you should be resting, recharging, time you should be spending with your family, and so you're distracted, you're anxious. And so not only do you suffer, the people that matter most to you end up suffering. And this is a recipe for burnout. So as we move into a new normal, I want to share with you this simple idea, a simple way to fix your calendar and redeem your time and focus your attention, your finest effort on your top priorities. I promise that this will unleash a season of productivity unlike anything you've experienced. So when you are at home and not traveling, your normal work week, try moving to a fixed calendar where you divide your day into blocks and assign activities to those blocks. The goal is to have every minute of your day scheduled. In essence, you give every minute a job. This is similar to the way Dave Ramsey talks about personal budgeting and what we do with every dollar we make. For some of you, that analogy will be helpful. Now, an important note, not every block should be devoted to a work task. You need to block off time for things like lunch and relaxation breaks. In this fixed calendar idea, this time blocking idea is grounded in the reality that multitasking is a myth. It's impossible. We cannot give full attention to more than one thing at a time. It's also grounded in the idea that, again, we have to figure out a way to give our finest effort to the most important projects, to our top priority. And this requires knowing when we are at our best. And I'm at my best early in the mornings. So let me share with you my fixed calendar and give you a couple ideas of how you can begin to use this as your strategy for productivity, for using your time. Okay, so here it is. Here's what my schedule looks like, my fixed calendar. You can see that I've used time blocks as indicated by the colors here, different blocks of time that are devoted to different parts of my day. Every minute is scheduled throughout my day, this gives structure to my work week, and you could look out months in advance and you could see that the basic structure of my schedule is already set. And so what I want to do is just walk you through this real quickly so that you can get an idea of how you might do this for yourself. Now everyone's blocking will look differently, but this is just the way I do it, and this is what's effective for me. But I begin my day at 5 a.m. with workout, devotion, and family time. Then I get ready and go to work. What I want to do is make sure that I begin my day every day by going deep physically and spiritually, and then spend some time with my family before I go off to work. Then when I get to work, I do a daily productivity plan, which I'll describe to you here in a minute. But I want you to see this pink area. I do devote almost 3 hours every day to what I call deep work. This is to make sure that I give my most productive time to the most important things that I do, my top priorities. And so this, for me, to be really effective in my role, is some research and content creation, the things that I'm doing on behalf of the college. And I want to make sure that, again, I'm blocking off this time so that it gets devoted to those most important priorities that will help us be successful as a college, and me as a faculty member and leader of the college. You can see that during this time I actually have a scheduled break, a 15-minute break. This is because we can only do about 90 minutes of work before our productivity suffers. And so I just get up and walk around, and this is very helpful in doing that. I protect this time. I do not schedule anything during this time, and I do not allow people to schedule anything during this time except for my bosses. And you can see that one meeting is scheduled for me during this time, and that is done by my boss. So then email. Notice that I don't check email until 11 a.m. This is an important point because if I check email any earlier, what am I doing? I'm devoting my most productive time, the time when I'm at my best, to email. That does not make sense at all, and you may be doing the same thing. So I'm not going to devote my most productive time to email. It can wait. I'm not going to get derailed at the start and chase down emails and fires and those kind of things because I opened my email. Another important point is I, again, don't check email again after that until the end of the day. And that's because if I want to be effective in what I'm doing, I cannot leave my email open, because it'll be opportunity after opportunity to get derailed and get knocked off the things that I've placed into these blocks of time, the things that I'm doing. And just as an important point, if you're in the middle of deep work and you have your email open and you get the pop-up and you check it, it takes the average person about 30 to 45 minutes to refocus their attention on what they were doing prior to doing that. Same thing goes if you had checked Facebook or anything else, social media, during that time. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to refocus your attention on what you were doing. The gray time is my flex time, and that's when I am available to be scheduled for meetings, and this fills in really quickly, and almost every day from 12 to 3 is filled with some type of meeting. But that's okay, because I have that time blocked off for that, and I devote my time to that. Then when that's over, at the 3 o'clock time, I do some more deep work time, and this is where I want to give focused attention to other priorities that might be associated with the college or doctoral program business, and I will focus that time on that. Now, each day I fill in during this at 8 o'clock from 8 to 15 what goes into these blocks. What do I want to accomplish with my deep work time? And what will I accomplish? What's my plan for doing that? What goes into that pink and blue sections? What meetings do I have that day? And during that flex time, what other tasks am I going to need to complete? And I list those out, and I focus on completing those during the blocks of time for which they have been assigned, so that every minute has a job during my day. And this just leads to a very productive day. And I am able to leave my work at work when I leave. I don't have to take it home because I had a productivity plan for getting things done and being productive. So what are you going to do with this? Well, you as a leader really need to work on getting your head around how you can move to a fixed calendar. And go ahead and do this for a month, 2 months or so, and then sit down with the rest of your leadership team and start to think about how everyone can move to a fixed calendar. And then have discussions about how you can push this idea as far down the organization as you possibly can. The productivity that this would ignite in your organization is just hard to get your head around. But if you had everyone that was setting aside time for deep work, setting aside the time at which they are most productive to focus on the top priority. Just imagine the power of doing that. So again, sit down, do it first. You get a handle on it for yourself first as the leader, and then sit down with your leadership team and think about how you can move to a fixed calendar and then push it down the organization as far as you can. So if you're intrigued by this idea of a fixed calendar, let me give you 3 books that you might look into that might help you with the process. The first one is called Deep Work by Cal Newport. He also has a book called Digital Minimalism that will really help you think about how to get a handle of our digital technologies and social media and those types of things that are really harming us in many ways when it comes to our productivity. And then there's a book by Rory Vaden called Procrastinate on Purpose. All 3 of these books will help you multiply your time and really develop a strategy for productivity as you think about embracing a fixed calendar. I really appreciate the opportunity to share these leadership hacks videos with you. If you need any help in the future in working through these, going through these frameworks, or just need any assistance, would welcome the opportunity to sit down with you and help you with that. But take care.